Alright, let's jump right in. If you're here, you already know what a legendary artist Wagner was, one of the eternal heroes of composition. We're starting with Rienzi. We're skipping Wagner's earlier amateur works out of respect for the composer. From Rienzi to Parsifal, that's 11 operas. Rienzi, this one's really a non-entity, but Wagner's name saved it from total obscurity. Why listen to Rienzi when you've got Tristan or Parsifal? C tier. Next we have the Flying Dutchman or the Fliegende Helende. So this one introduces that storminess that in his later works would carry such an overwhelming effect, that maniacal tone. Though this one's not one of Wagner's most interesting operas. It has that memorable overture, but that's the only memorable thing about it. Like Rienzi, so it's joining it in C. Tannhäuser, this one's got the overture and the Pilgrim's Chorus going for it. A very promising piece, a bit tiresome at times, but it's definitely an improvement on his previous work, B tier. Lohengrin, I like this one. So with this, Wagner finally achieved that magisterial tone, reminiscent of his more mature work. It's definitely more imposing than his earlier stuff. His work was becoming more convincing, more authoritative. It's a very serious work. It's Wagner's best pre-Tristan opera. This one, it's still going in B because it's just not on the same level as his best works like Tristan und Isolde. This is why we're here. The most terrifyingly intoxicating work of art. A lot happened between Lohengrin and Tristan. Remember, Lohengrin premiered in 1850, and then he was working on the Ring Cycle. Then he discovered Schopenhauer in 1854, and then he met the Wesendonck lady. Giuseppe Verdi said Tristan was the opera he respected the most. Mahler's wife, Alma, said that Tristan was her favorite opera. The most popular recordings, I guess, are the Furtwängler and Carl Bohm. I recommend both. A tier. Next up, Meistersinger von Nürnberg. Composed back to back after Tristan. It's even longer. At 4.5 hours, it's the longest single Wagner opera. It's as bloated as his ego. This one's got a lot of unforgettable, very prolonged melodies. It's a great demonstration of his concept of endless melody. I really like the recording conducted by Kubelik, the Raphael Kubelik, great cast. This one's the most lighthearted of Wagner's mature operas, an incredible work of art. There's just so much going on, a bit of Schopenhauer, a bit of German history, a bit of Masonic, Freemasonic implication. A tier. Das Rheingold, yeah, this one's like the big prelude for the Ring, like an appetizer before much heavier dishes. Gustav Neidlinger was excellent. Of course, Das Rheingold works well in the context of the whole Ring Cycle, but yeah, as a self-contained work, it belongs in B. Next, Die Walküre, some of Wagner's most austere, most grave music. So many great instrumental sections in this one. Hans Harder's performance in the Solti recording from '65, sometimes it's criticized for his aging voice, but that's the point. He plays this declining god. He did a great job. Some prefer the Leinsdorf recording with George London as Wotan. Die Walküre is going in A. Agonizing. Next we have Siegfried, which is generally considered the weakest of the big Ring operas. Yeah, there might be some slouching in the middle section, but it picks up in the final act. It's going in B. It shows even the greatest artist can they might burn out for a while. Götterdämmerung, the last and longest of the Ring operas, a real powerhouse masterpiece, overwhelming. Somewhere in the middle, there's like that half-hour interval without any straight melodies. It's mind-boggling. A tier. Alright, Parsifal, yeah. So most bands jump to the Knappetsbusch recording, but I also like the Horst Stein version with Siegfried Jerusalem. A very mysterious, atmospheric opera. Many different readings and interpretations of Parsifal. It's one of the greatest final bows or final works of any artist. Even those who were contemptuous toward the plot or the religious element, they had to admit that Parsifal contains some of Wagner's finest composing. A tier, amazing. So there it is. a pretty conventional ranking, I guess. Nothing too shocking. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.